they presented us with some like a gold record there. We were just like
Oh yeah.
already like to cap off this crazy day of just beautiful scenery and all this good food and
What up, YouTube? My name is Smiley from GoodVibes Promotions, and this is my interview with Dryden Mitchell from Alien Ant Farm. It was honestly such an honor to be interviewing him today. I really can't express how grateful I am. Like and follow if you want to see more interviews from me with other bands. But as always, much love and good vibes. Peace. First off, I just wanted to say what a privilege and an honor it is to have you on here today. So you've done, well, quite a few shows here, to be honest. Big Day Out, Edge Fest, those classic New Zealand festivals.
we were in elementary school when we did it, so it's
I was I think
I
I
can't
was
say
year
I'm
five,
familiar with.
which
I
is
can't say you were 5 years old. Oh my gosh!
no, I would have been 9.
There you go.
yeah. But what are like some of your fondest memories of those festivals? Big Day, especially a Big Day Out, mostly Edge Fest.
Just good, just positive, just good crowds. I mean, obviously, it's just like that's gonna be the first thing on your brain is if you're just getting like well received, I guess. And that was cool. I remember going to, is it Piha?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So the
Piha
record,
Beach.
yeah, the record label took us down there, and we just thought we were having like a cool lunch. It was the most beautiful little kind of cottage or whatever. I don't know who like owned it or what the deal was behind it, but they took us over there and we had a great time on the beach, and they given us some plaques. I'm trying to find it right now, but maybe I want to. Anyways, they presented us with some like a gold record there. We were just like
Oh yeah.
already like to cap off this crazy day of just beautiful scenery and all this good food and just the label people were so kind to us, and at the end of it all they had us these plaques was just like something I just never even dreamed about. So that was a crazy memory for sure.
So you've seen your fair share of New Zealand, I'd say. So do you have any like memorable interactions with a Kiwi? If you
What was the only thing that's sticking out in my head at the moment? You know what I mean, dude? I was a little drinking cretin when I was over there, dude. I don't remember 3 months ago half the time.
we take like, especially just being such a small country, we when like famous artists and actors come over, we take it like it's such a big deal, and because it took so long for it to start really happening here in New Zealand. Like a lot of the bands that I grew up listening to, that only have just started recently coming over and stuff. So it's good to see.
Well,
and I'm
it
loving
is
it.
that little far edge of the corner, and it's weird that I wish we'd come to Australia, New Zealand every damn year. It boggles my mind. I know people say, well, it's expensive and you can only do a few shows because of how, geographically how small the area is. I'm just like, well, I wish I'd been there at least a dozen times more than we had. So it's just
So Paradise City, what are your feelings and thoughts going into not, I suppose, just a festival? Is there any do you approach it differently, or is it
yeah, I guess as a front guy I should try to like make it more intimate, even like it's a big setting. I'm always like a little precocious of large crowds. I don't really get nervous. I just get like anxiety, I guess.
Yeah.
And which is ultimately feels the same. I tend to, maybe this doesn't sound like I'm selling it too great, because I do prefer almost like nighttime, like a tiny theater setting, 500 to 1,000 seater seems like the badass. But then when we do get shoved into a festival situation, I love that as well. It's like it's just a whole different side of the coin. So I'll take either, but yeah, I'm gonna prefer like a nighttime theater rock show over a festival. But people that go and love festivals would probably beg to differ. It's like a whole different scene there. And I don't know if you guys do like the camping, at least for that festival and stuff, but I have some diehard friends that have some like amazing vans that they like tour and go and see these festivals and stay for days at a time. And it sounds badass and like tiring to me at the same
Mm.
time. Like,
I've seen quite a few people get into the van life stuff, and create like proper setups in the back of these vans and just
yeah,
go travel for a little.
I
Look,
got
so
I
much
got a
fun.
little 77 Dodge Shorty like a muscle van that it's
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
worked on right now. There's not much room in the inside of it to do anything, but I have like all these romantic visions of like I'm gonna make it like a podcast little studio, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
obviously I'm like, no, you're not. There's gonna be a bench in the back and a freaking spare tire, dude. But it's fun to imagine these like
It is.
scenarios of what you can possibly do with those things.
um, do you have any like well, I call them rituals, like pre-game rituals before you perform, before you jump on stage? Is there anything that you and the band get together and do? Do you like chant something, or like like maybe just like circle back and
Yeah,
have
I see a lot of bands doing like the almost like a prayer thing or just
yeah,
a communal unity. We don't really do that, but we have our own like, we're just I pace around, do my vocal warm ups, just feel like try and get my heart rate like down
yeah,
to it's almost weird. You're almost like I'm so excited to go and do it, and again like have anxieties and whatnot and insecurities, all the things that come with that. I'm not I feel like I'm better suited in a studio or something where I can kind of hide and be just behind a microphone. So yeah, I'm just going to go through the ritual of just calming myself down and not trying to like, it's get all adrenaline and kind of shoot your shot within like the first two songs. You got to like remember it's a little bit more of a marathon and keep your cool a little bit. Yeah, but I
it
always
is.
used to I get jealous of bands that are all like hugging and saying all their coolnesses with amongst each other, and we're just like, all right, good show,
Just get it
good
done.
show. That's
I
cool
love
too, though.
that
Either
though.
way, man, we hey, we've done it this long, so that
Yeah.
we're doing something right.
Yeah, no, that it has to be. It must be working. Like, because it likes to be glamorized on TV, and you watch all
Yeah,
these, bands, and they're doing all these things, and you wonder
yeah.
if
Well,
does everyone do that?
it's so cool, but I mean, if you ride around with me for a day or two, maybe we'll suck the romance of rock right out of you, dude. It's like, you see, like, we've done some really cool traveling and seen some awesome spots, but I've also seen like a lot of like just backstage, the back of a kitchen or some place where they put you in the corner before you play shows, and then you're kind of off to the next city real
Yeah,
quick. Which it's nice to get a day or two or three to see some of these beautiful places aside from like the venue. But yeah, try and squeeze out and get around when I
yeah.
can.
But that is what is something other than shows and performing that you enjoy coming to New Zealand for? Is there something else is there something else that gets you like, oh my god, I can't wait to see this, or I can't wait to do this in New
You
Zealand?
know, I like to. I do run my doggies up a mountain every damn day. I'd love to do some hiking up there. That's not just like local to my little brown area. This is kind of where I take my dogs every morning. I go up that hill that you can see over there past the palm
Oh yeah,
tree, and this is my little spot. And so
it's beautiful.
it's beautiful, but at the same time, New Zealand's gonna like HD different story, and so
Yeah,
I hope I get a minute just to do something like that outside and walk around.
you've toured with a bunch of bands. Like, who is the band that you enjoyed playing with the most, and who was the one that you didn't enjoy?
There's been a few bands I really loved touring with, 311, Papa Roach, those two like
Yes.
kind of stick out to me, and just how gracious Papa Roach was with us in the early days. I mean, they're pretty responsible for us like coming to the world stage, and
Yeah.
then I nothing but love for them. Traveling with them too is just like I was just a crazy beautiful time in our lives. We were like little kids.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands that I've dug touring with. As far as like bands that I didn't like touring with, I don't know. CKY. I don't know that I necessarily didn't dig the band. It might have just been like a time in my life where I wasn't really digging being out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's been some years where we hit it really hard, where we're just nonstop, kind of like not being away from home that long, kind of
yeah,
just does weird things to your head, and I think maybe that would put a sour taste in my mouth more
yeah.
than an actual band.
Mm.
And I don't want to really call any band out for
Yeah,
being dicks,
that
because
is fair.
we were probably the dick band anyways.
How do you handle the pressures and challenges that come with being alien and fun?
I mean, I don't know, I guess pressures is weird because I see us as a local band that had some really shining moments, you know what I mean, and we
Definitely.
capitalized on those shining moments. To me, like, the pressure is trying to maintain just a middle class lifestyle anywhere in the world is hard to achieve, in my opinion. You know what I
Yes,
mean? And keep the plate spinning and everything operating cool, and
very much so.
trying to just nurture our little brand, dude. If we manage to kind of, ride this wave for quite a few years, a few more years longer than probably most people would have expected a band like us to last,
Mm.
and still like generate some income for ourselves. Nothing too crazy, but work hard. And again, we've taken time off here and there, but the last couple of years we've been like kind of throwing our head back into watering our little ant farm plant and seeing if we can kind of get some more,
Yeah,
foliage
yeah.
out of this, and hopefully, if we're cool with it and smart with it, we can do it for another
Nice.
chapter.
Yeah, yeah. Not definitely. Longevity is the plan. Um, how did that success like shape your personal life and your musical journey? Because that would have like like kind of not changed you personally, but kind of changed the things happening around you. How like how was that? How
Again,
did
I
that
don't.
shape it?
Did if it changed anything? Maybe my perception of what you know, kind of playing that game of being in the rock business, or again, whatever my childhood idea of being in a rock band and
Mm,
touring and all that. Again, there's way more romance inside your head about these things than the actuality of these things. Again, they do happen in really quick moments, these unimaginable cool times of meeting somebody, or being on a stage in front of amazing crowds. But the reality is also, the other 23, 22 hours in the day, 23 hours in
yeah.
the day, there's a lot of like waiting around or loading in and that kind of stuff too, that comes with just,
Talked to a couple of people that had some really crazy success, and yeah, and they always say like, oh, the people around me kind of changed. It wasn't like me. It was things like people reacted to me differently, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, it's interesting.
yeah, and also I guess, age, you might think that when the lightning kind of hit and that single cracked, you always think oh, we're gonna have like an easy ride for years and years to come. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like these little moments can come and go, and it's like how you react to not being as popular as you once were, kind of thing. Is like, does that get in your head, or do you let it like overtake your plan to just kind of keep on the right track of just continuing to write music, what your version of good music, and
yeah.
stay a working band, dude. Put your head down and have fun with it, not just worry about like maintaining some version of success
Yeah.
that's in your head.
If you could give one piece of advice to an aspiring artist in 2024, what would it be? Something that you've learned over your
I think I meet young bands that really desperately want that thing, and I don't even, the successful nugget, and I
yeah,
feel like enjoying like the process of getting there and the longing of getting there. It's like that. In hindsight, looking back, like the coolest part, the most joyful part was being young and hungry and like kind of trying to do the thing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because there is no like thing. It's not like some crazy touchdown. It's just another version of it. So I think
Mm.
we're at a bigger level, and I get that. I get wanting to hit these milestones, but I wish that I had at the time maybe even enjoyed
The moment, the
that a little
journey.
bit more,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
journey, exactly. And maybe it's cliche, but it's so true, and I
Mm.
wish my kids would like enjoy what, I see
Yeah, just
them
slow
whenever
down and
they're huffing and puffing about school or whatever, and I'm like, bro, this is the coolest time of your life right now,
yeah, yeah.
and so
The world
for
is
me,
your
I think
oyster.
that struggling musician at a young age is a really cool time, I
Yeah.
think.
So me personally, I'm a gamer. I stream on Twitch, and I know that your music is on a lot of games like Tony Hawk's. I think it's
Okay.
in like Madden, like you're featured on quite a lot of games. Did that like come as part of the plan, or did that just kind of happen?
Well, it kind of happened because that at least those games early on. I don't. That was a new thing for bands to like almost license music to video games, and so we were not. I wouldn't say we were like the first band to do it, but that was kind of when it was happening more frequently, and being almost like games having a full on like playlist,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so being part of that, knowing that, oh, and you can also generate money, and besides the money, it's cool to be like, oh my god, we're on Tony Hawk. Like I
yeah.
remember thinking, like
That's
I
it.
flipped out. I think I flipped out more than like when I heard our first song on the radio or something. At least I was at least equally. I was like,
Yeah,
dude, this is crazy.
this
Like
is crazy.
like the 10-year-old in me is
Yeah,
like freaking out right now
yeah,
that it's so yeah, another way to license like you would a song in a movie, and
yeah.
that's bitching too, or a TV
Mm.
show.
That,
Anything that's helping propel this thing is all good and gravy.
yeah, because for me, I hear those like songs outside of the games, and it'll remind me of especially Tony Hawk's. Like, I played that too much.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
played that
Well,
game too much.
on the last tour, those that get it will get it, but we'd actually our drummer would hit the hit a sample of the PlayStation kind of turning on,
Oh yeah.
and people knew we were gonna play the Tony Hawk Wish song, and so it was kind of cool.
Like, do you often play games on tour, or is that just something that the other band members do?
I haven't played games in a while. My son's is full on. Trying to think. Terry, I think Terry was big in Call of Duty or some version of that
Yeah.
kind of throughout our existence. And I always thought it was kind of cool, but I never gravitated towards doing it. But
Mm,
yeah, we did a song for the Punisher. We actually like wrote it for the game, and it's a cool song. It just I don't know. We really didn't record it that well. I wish we could like redo the song because I feel like it deserves like just this big buff shiny production that when
yeah.
I think of the Punisher, I think of him just like I don't know, just this grandiose thing. And the song is really cool, but the recording is a little lackluster. But there's a song called Dark in here, and it's it never really saw the light of day, but
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Who is like your biggest musical inspirations, or who was your biggest inspiration?
Just random. There was no rhyme or reason, whatever. I think that's what's cool about youth too. Like it seems like when you're in the teenage years, it's like, or at least later teens, it's like not cool to like certain things. So you know what I mean. I used to like love everything from Joni Mitchell, like the Edie Brickell, Sade. Then I started getting into metal, but I would say Edie Brickell is my favorite artist, maybe
Yeah,
of all time. She's pretty
of all
cool.
time.
I love everything, dude. The Breeders, just random stuff. I think I tend to lean towards female singers a little bit more. I like Supertramp. I love the Beatles. I just whatever's great, and there's so much great. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, there is.
Yeah,
And
just Phil Collins comes
I love Phil Collins.
on. It's like just random shit will come on and like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There's all these beasts of music like way before me that were like throwing down like amazing music.
Can we expect, or can we hope to see a collaboration with Drowning Pool and Alien Ant Farm over this tour?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what that would be, you know, but
Possibility or
yeah, I don't know. First and foremost, it'd be just cool to see those guys again and see how, I mean, we all get along, so that's cool. But yeah, you never know. I mean, cool. But I think us putting the shows together is a collaboration in itself,
yeah,
But yeah, I
yeah,
know what he's saying, and that's cool. But
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I honestly thank you so much for this conversation. It has been an honor and a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, of course.
I have been fanboying over you for years, so this
All
has
right. Well,
been such a dream come true for me. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I really do
yeah.
appreciate it.
Thanks for your time. No, it's been cool.
Yeah, yeah, it has, it has. But yeah, it'll be up on YouTube. I'll probably send the email to Peter. Was it? I think his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send the email to the link to Peter, and he can show you guys and all of that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and I'll see you at Paradise City, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
it, brother.
it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much, honestly.
Okay, come say hi when if
I
you come to the show. Come give us a hug. We'll be
I
hanging out.
definitely will. I definitely will.
Okay, brother.
Okay, brother. Now you enjoy the rest of your day or afternoon.
Cheers.
Peace, man.
Thanks. Thanks again.
Thank you.